Welcome back. We're going to be talking about multiplying polynomial expressions today. So we're continuing on the whole, we will be able to perform operations with polynomials in our learning target. Except the success criteria is going to change based on us multiplying instead of adding and subtracting. We're going to be successful when we can multiply a monomial, so one term polynomial, by a binomial, which is a two term. All terms are separated by a plus or a minus. We're going to be able to multiply a monomial by a trinomial. We're going to be able to multiply two binomials, and then we're going to be able to square a binomial. Okay, so we're going to start off with looking at examples on how to multiply monomial times either a binomial or a trinomial. So monomial is a one-term polynomial, so there's just the 3x, whereas this is a two-term, so it's a binomial. It has the x, and then it has the 3. This would be a three-term, so a trinomial, because it has 1, 2, 3 terms. All right, so as you have learned with just regular numbers, or like if it was just a 3, you can distribute and multiply what is on the outside into the parentheses. That's all that this is asking you to do. The only change is if you had x squared, or x times x, that equals x squared. Okay, so what we're doing is if I have an exponent, I'm really just adding the exponents. 1 plus 1 is that 2. All right. So what we're going to do as we multiply, we're going to multiply the coefficients, and then we're going to add the exponents of the variables. All right, if they are the same variable. So we're going to start off with going here, 3x times the x, which is just 1. So we got 3 times 1 is 3. X times x, which is right here, x times x is x squared. And then we're going to distribute that 3x to the 3. 3 times 3 is 9. X times 1 is just x. So we get 3x squared plus 9x. And it's in standard form, so we are good to go. All right. As we look at the next one, we're going to do the same thing, except instead of distributing it twice, we're going to distribute 3 times. We got 3 terms, so we're going to go make sure we multiply it to every single term. So 3y times the 2y squared. So 3 times 2 is a 6. Y to y squared. So we have y times y squared. That's 1 plus the 2, which becomes y to the third. And then we're going to distribute to the 4. So 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Y times y is y squared. And we're going to take that to the last one. 3 times 3 is 9. Y times 1 is just y. And we're in standard form, so we're good to go. That's how we're going to multiply a monomial times either a binomial or a trinomial. So now let's take a look at our examples with binomial times a binomial and squaring a binomial. So what we're doing here is when we did monomial times a binomial or a trinomial, it was distributing it one time through the set of parentheses. In this case, we're going to double distribute. When I say double distribute is we're going to take the x and we're going to distribute to the x plus 5. We're going to take the 3 and we're going to multiply it to the x plus 5. We're not just taking x times x and 3 times the 5. We are taking x and going everything over here and 3 and doing that everything over there. So what I write it is this. We're going to take the x and we're going to take that x and we're going to multiply it to that x plus 5. Then I'm going to take that 3, that plus 3, and I'm going to multiply it to the x plus 5. So we're splitting up that first parenthesis, taking the x, distributing it to the x plus 5, and then we're going to take that 3 and distribute that to the x plus 5. Now it turns into exactly how we did it in the previous problem. We're going to take our x, and we're going to distribute that x in. So x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. And then I'm going to go to the next one, and we're going to distribute the 3 in. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15. From here, we're going to look for our like terms. If we can combine, we're always going to combine and simplify our answers, which I have a positive 5x and a positive 3x, so I do have like terms. So my final answer would be x squared. 5 plus 3 is 8x. I'm adding at this point, so I'm not changing my exponent. And then we got the plus 15. We're in standard form. So that is how we multiply. Okay. Now squared is the exact same thing as what we just did. The only change is this says squared. We're not squaring the 2x. We're not squaring the negative 3. We're taking square means itself times itself. So the way this is really saying is we're taking 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. And now it looks exactly like the previous problem, and we're going to treat it the same way. So we're going to separate the first one and double distribute. We're going to take the 2x, and we're going to multiply it to the 2x minus 3 from this side. And then we're going to take the minus 3, and we're going to distribute that to the 2x minus 3 as well. Okay, and now we're going to distribute. 2x times 2x is 4x squared, because 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. 2x times the negative 3 is negative 6x. And we're over here. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. And then we're going to look for our like terms, which we have a negative 6x and a negative 6x. It is not 0 because they have the same sign. So we got 4x squared. Negative 6x and negative 6x is negative 12x. And we got our plus 9 at the end. And that is how you multiply and how you square. Squaring is the same thing as the multiplying part. It's just you got to make sure you write it down twice. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do one other application type of problem, which is finding the area. All right. Area of a rectangle is base times height, or as other people say, length times width. However you want to think about it is up to you. But the main thing is we're multiplying the two sides of the triangle. All right. So in this problem, it is no different than the previous problem of example 1 or example 2 above this one that we just did. It is going to be saying, hey, this is the base, this is the height, and we're going to take those two sides and we're going to multiply them. So we're going to take x minus 2 times the 3x plus 1. And now from here, we're going to double distribute like we did above. So we're going to take the x, and we're going to take it times the 3x plus 1. And then we're going to take the minus 2 times the 3x plus 1. And then we're going to distribute and combine like terms. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times 1 is just 1x, or just x. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. We have a like term of an x and a negative 6x. So from here, we're going to combine our like terms. We get 3x squared. X minus 6x is minus 5x. And then we get minus 2 at the end for our final answer. Okay, so area, same thing as multiplying our two binomials. And everything else goes from there. Take two sides. All right. Have a great day. We're going to see you guys for factoring in the next video.